Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP, and this is a special request, Irish cream pannacotta. And one of my subscribers, Cat Sandman, reached out to me and asked me if I could do a pannacotta recipe, and this is what I came up with. Let's get into it. I have got 4 150ml ramekins. I don't own pannacotta molds, and I wasn't going to buy them just for this video, so I'm using ramekins that I already had. We're getting a little bit of oil, and we're just going to oil the sides and the bottom. And we want to use vegetable oil or canola oil. Do not use olive oil or avocado oil or macadamia oil. They're too strong a flavour and they will overpower this dish. Right, I'm going to put those aside. We want a saucepan, and later on in the video I'm going to explain something about saucepans. We want 600ml of cream. I'm just going to put that straight into our pot, and our hot plate is off. It's all nice and cold. I have 50 grams of caster sugar. That is the important amount, 50 grams. Try and weigh it out if you have a set of scales. We're going to put this onto a low heat, not super low, just low. And what we want to do is we want to bring this up to just until it's boiling. That's all we want to do. We also need to stir this to dissolve our caster sugar, and we're at the point now where we're starting to see a little bit of steam, starting to see a couple of bubbles, and we should be getting ready to turn it off. And there we go, we've switched off our hot plate. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Here I have got 4 tablespoons of Irish cream. Right, it's an Irish whiskey cream. And into that I'm putting 3.5 teaspoons of powdered gelatin. We're going to give that a quick stir, and we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. So throw on a timer, and we'll come back to this in about 5 minutes time. Okay, 5 minutes. Now, I should have used that pot for doing this step, and the pot that I have on the hot plate I should have used for doing the cream mixture. And I'll show you why. We want our water to be hot, not boiling, just hot. And we're going to put our bowl into our stupidly small saucepan. And what we actually want in that saucepan is only about 1.5 to 2 inches of water. And I had too much water. It did not affect this particular recipe, we still got through. So adjust your water quantity like I'm doing there. I've gone over to the sink and poured some of that out, and we're starting again. And all we want to do, I've got a little whisk, you could use a spoon if you wish, and we're just going to mix that gelatin in with the Irish cream. And that Irish cream will slowly come up to a nice warm temperature, and we want to dissolve that gelatin into the Irish cream. If you don't know what Irish cream is, the most famous brand out there of course is Bailey's. There's a lot of other knockoffs. Bailey's is the original. Alright, so we're just going to keep whisking that gelatin into the cream, and I think we're getting about right. Now, the next part of this video is where it gets ridiculous for me. The bowl's too hot to get out. I try to use a tea towel to remove the bowl. I burn the end of my finger. I know I've got to hurry up. I get a pair of tongs. I try to get the bowl out with the tongs, but even though they're a rubber edged tong, they won't pick up the bowl. I try again, and it doesn't work. It's just too hot, and the water's at a too high a level. I keep getting burnt. Alright, I've got to give up on that idea, and I go over to the sink, and I ended up getting 2 big serving forks, and I was able to lift the bowl out. So be mindful, don't use too big a bowl and too small a pot with too much water. Alright, let's scoop out all of this Bailey's and gelatin mixture. I'm going to put that straight into our cream and sugar and vanilla mix, just like that. You can find these little rubberized spatulas at a fairly inexpensive price at most department stores. You get a whisk, I'm going to whisk through that gelatin, and I've put it back on the heat because the cream has cooled down a little bit. I don't want that gelatin to set too quick, so just putting it onto a small amount of heat just to assist in dissolving that powdered gelatin and Bailey's mix. Alright, we've got our ramekins, I've got a little ladle, and what we want to do is evenly distribute the amount of mixture that we have, our panna cotta mixture, into the ramekins. This is a very, very simple recipe. I've made it look incredibly difficult. It's been a while since I've made these, and when I last made them I did have panna cotta molds. I thought I'd just cheat and get this video out nice and quick for that subscriber of mine. Alright, clean up after you've spilt everything. You've seen me cook before, I spill everything. I'm clumsy, you know that. Get that pot straight into the sink and get some water into it. We've got our ramekins sitting there. I'm just letting them slowly come down to room temperature, and then I'm going to stick them in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours just to make sure they're set well. I've got another little bowl. Our ramekins, or sorry, our panna cottas and the ramekins are ready, and what we need to do is we need to try and release the panna cottas from our mold. In a panna cotta mold, it would only take 15 seconds, but these ramekins have been chilling in the fridge for 4 hours, so they're going to require a little bit more heat to release our lovely dessert from them. I'm showing you all the mistakes so you don't. Alright? So we go for the first go, and we try to get these panna cottas out onto our plate, and I thought I was done, but that's not the case. And I'm getting ready to take them out of the mold, and they're still stuck. The ramekin is still too cold. I'm sticking it back into the hot water, getting a little bit more temperature on it. If you have a little kitchen blowtorch, you could use one of those. That would work really well, but you also run the risk of cracking your ramekin. Now, that one I've given a shake, and I heard the little pop as it came out of the mold. Pop. And we're getting ready to start serving up our dessert. And there you go. Our beautiful little panna cottas, ready for dessert. Look, this one tastes great. Make it at home. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you are not already, subscribe. And look, share this video with all your friends. And I will catch you next time. Bye!